I'm getting ready to shut it down for tonight, but I thought I'd come on here real quick and talk about an article that I posted um, on my website about the three biggest time wasters that are undermining business growth. And so not only did I post the article, but I also did a video on the first time waster, which is low value administrative tasks that a lot of business owners and executives spend time doing that it's just causing them to waste time and be less productive throughout the day. And so I'm going to talk about the other two time wasters that I didn't mention in the video that I posted the other day. And I'll link to the article as well as the other video that I did. And so the second one is ineffective meeting structure. And so what we found is that a lot of businesses have meetings all day long. A lot of executives and some of these larger companies are saying that 23% of their week is spent just in meetings, and they're saying that about 67, according to the study, 67% of them are considered unproductive, which has caused them to lose a lot of money. And so some of the strategies that can be implemented if you're in an organization that's having way more meetings than you should be having is implement something called zero-based meeting protocol. So the first thing when it comes to that is making sure that there's a clear agenda and specific outcomes that already been outlined before a meeting is called into play. And then so the second one is having a meeting-free zone. So let's say, for instance, you have a set time throughout the day that's dedicated to work that's demanding of your time and attention. So no one should be calling meetings during this time, maybe 4 hours throughout the day where no meetings done. This is probably high priority task or need to be completed during this time. So make sure that you're setting up those what we call meeting free zones. And then asynchronous updates. So let's say, for instance, what that's talking about is if you or your company are having meetings where it's just informational, change it to the point where you're not taking everyone out of their zone to have a meeting just to deliver information. You can maybe create a video, do a slide presentation, or just send an email, or even if you're using a messaging app, something like that, just to deliver the message. If it's not necessary for them to be there, you can just deliver the information in a different type of way so that people aren't getting out of their zone and having to redirect their focus, which takes away a lot of time. And also implement something called the 50-25 rule. And what that talks about is instead of having 60-minute or 1 hour meetings, change it to 50 minutes. And for your 30-minute meetings, change those to 25 minutes. That's going to do two things. First and foremost, it's going to force everyone involved in the meeting to get to the point a lot quicker. And also it's going to give you a buffer, because often when we have meetings, they're stacked and you're rushing from one to the next. If you have that little buffer in there, it's going to help you out and makes the day go a lot smoother. And so that was the second point, ineffective meeting structure. So making sure that you're taking care of that. And the third one that I didn't talk about was reactive work patterns. And basically what that's talking about is just changing the way that we do things. A lot of times what causes us to lose focus throughout the day and start burning time and just be less productive is when we switch from high priority tasks to going to things that we consider urgent but they're not really important. And when we're switching back and forth, it takes us a long time to get refocused. And so we should create what we call power blocks. With the power blocks, what that's saying is maybe you have an hour and a half to 2 hours throughout the day where you don't have any distractions, no phones, no emails, no anything. High priority work, you're focused on that, and that's what you're doing. All right. And so another thing you can do is create communication protocols and batch all your non-urgent requests. So let's say, for instance, you set aside a time throughout the day where you're just checking emails, checking up on, let's say, social media updates, or even responding to little questions that people may have. And you have a time set aside for that each and every day, so everyone knows. If you have questions that can wait, it's only going to be during that time that you're going to be addressing those. Another one is developing SOPs. That's a really important, especially for small business owners. So if you have a certain way you like things done, instead of having to retrain somebody or go over these things over and over again, have some standard operating procedures in place, some SOPs. That way, if you lose someone and you bring someone else into your organization, what's going to happen is they can just follow those SOPs, and work can continue to go on without them interrupting other people, or there being a slowdown in production or whatever. So make sure that you're doing that. And also utilize tech. We have AI now. We have all these different resources at our disposal that we can use to help us be more productive and more efficient throughout the day. So those are other 2 points. I just want to touch on those before I shut down for tonight. And if you like this type of content, make sure that you're following the page. Make sure that you're liking the content. And if you have any questions about anything, drop me a comment in here or send me a message. I'll be more than happy to answer those. And until next time, take care.